What up, everybody? I am your host, JP, and this is my co-host, Josh.
Hi, everybody.
And welcome back to another episode of the Film Bros podcast. Josh, we got a good episode today.
Okay.
Might be a roller coaster of emotions. Might be some very, how can I say, thought-provoking, if you will.
Yeah.
There's actually a lot going on. I thought that we could probably start off by, first of all, congratulating Universal for not completely dumping an IP, and that's their Dark Universe IP.
Yeah.
It wound up getting revived.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be used for a theme park attraction over there at Universal Studios Florida. And I just thought we'd just start with some good news. And I'm gonna hit us again with some good news, and then we're probably gonna get into the juicy stuff. I just wanted to kind of touch up on this to kind of, show that Universal can do other things. I know that they try to take off with their Dark Universe back in 2017, 2016, and failed miserably.
Oh yeah, that was ass.
Everybody hated The Mummy. I think that was the first one, and that Dracula Untold movie. But the first official launch of the Dark Universe was supposed to be The Mummy. I guess they made Dracula, and they were like, we can connect something to that. And then they were like, The Mummy is going to be like that launch.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, it didn't happen. They did something with those characters. I mean, they had Invisible Man. I don't know if you remember that movie. It came out back in 2019.
Yeah.
Renfield, as of recently, Dracula was in there, I guess. I mean, if that's a iteration. And I think they're making a Wolfman now. So, I mean, Dark Universe is still kind of alive. They're just doing it separately and not in a universe. They were just like, we tried. We're not doing that again. So, yeah. I mean,
a lot of the movies work better solo anyway, Like, not everything needs to be connected. And I know at that point when they were trying, it was supposed to be a whole franchise to rival the MCU or whatever. Everybody was trying it.
I don't know if it was like to rival. I don't know if they were. I mean, maybe they were aiming for that. They wanted the big dollars, but I think established franchises also make sure that money's going to steadily come in. If you have something connected to something else, if you make it or make somebody want to watch it because they have to keep up, or because they're so invested in this storyline that they're going to keep coming back. That's another reason why to have a franchise as well, like especially, one as big as, James Gunn is working on the DCU, but like Marvel's been having, I think they're literally the only ones with a successful universe.
Yeah. I mean, does the Godzilla verse doesn't count? The Kaiju verse?
The Monsterverse?
Yeah. Whatever you call it.
I guess it counts, but we'll see how long that lasts. It looks like, that new Godzilla versus Kong isn't really hitting a lot of people.
Yeah, I think Monarch might be the final stepping stone, but I don't think another movie is gonna be worth it.
I heard the Apple one was good.
That's why.
Is that Monarch?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay. I heard that one was good. I haven't watched it.
I want to watch it.
I think we got to get the free trial.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I want to watch it.
$7. So, we'll get around to that, but I think if the MonsterVerse can get how many movies are they in? They had Godzilla 1 and 2, Skull Island, Godzilla vs. Kong, one TV show, The Monarch, and what's coming up is Kong and Godzilla.
Yeah.
So that means 5 movies. I don't think it's a successful universe because we've had movies make it up to 5 movies and they suck. And then they just start anew. Transformers.
Well, yeah, but Transformers was trying to the real test run then, right? Because 7 or 1, 2, 3, 4, and then they just didn't do any spin-offs. They
did 1 and 2. 2 was during the SAG strike, so they kind of took a hit with that one. They made a lot of money with 1. I can't remember the exact numbers. 2 kind of took a hit, but it still was kind of catching up to 1.
I think that third one made hella.
Yeah, it peaked at 3, and then lowered at 4, got even lesser at 5.
Yeah, and then they rebooted.
So I mean, you can have those kind of movies, but then slowly die off. And I mean, we're at where we're at right now with the Transformers franchise. So I mean, you can have a successful. I think a successful universe won't happen until you're about 10 movies deep. I would say Fast and the Furious is probably, if you want to say a successful like universe, the Fast universe.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, because even then, 7 made hella, and then 8, 9, and 10 made a decent amount of money. Too.
Yeah, 8 kind of dropped, but it was kind of like a plateauing kind of thing, and then X kind of didn't really do too much.
Yeah, the X tanked. But I mean,
10 movies deep, that got to say something. So that got to be a successful universe in my book.
Yeah.
Universal's like, I am not gonna stop. See that, and Fast is from the Universal, Universal Studio. So they're just like, hey man, we're not gonna stop. We're still gonna make movies. We're gonna use Dark Universe for something else. And I mean, using it for a theme park, that sounds pretty cool.
It only sounds cool if they use it for like Halloween. I think keeping it year round would kind of dull it.
Yes, but I mean, how many other places are really doing that where you can get your horror fix in just like a certain part of the place? And then obviously
nobody, because that's
but
dumb.
I mean, it could be a good gimmick too, and Universal hire me, whatever. But like, it could be the Dark Universe in that section, and then during Halloween, it could be like, oh, the Dark Universe took over the whole thing, and just slowly as like it gets closer to October, they can start decorating around the place to kind of show that it's filling up, and then by Universal Studios is Dark Universe during October. That
doesn't work. Cause
give me money.
I don't want to. Huh? I don't want to have to like see them get stuck with one gimmick either. Their whole Horror Nights thing like revolves around using their different IPs that they got.
Yeah, they'll still be using different IPs.
Last year was The Last of Us. So.
Oh, like have certain themes and stuff like. Well, yeah, I mean they could. Another workaround. Every year could be a certain character taking the lead. It's just easy.
That's lame.
What do you mean it's lame?
This is lame already. And the fact that it's only in Florida is worse.
Well, I mean,
why do they deserve it? They're the backwater of the United States.
It's because they got
no
boats.
Shame to any Florida listeners.
They have boats and gators.
Exactly.
So there you go, boats and gators.
If there was one state,
do we have boats and gators here?
No, we got mad beaches.
Yeah, them bitches is crazy.
Everything in California is like an hour or two drive away, man. In Florida, you gotta take a boat.
You gotta cross the old Gator River.
Yeah.
And hope they don't snap your ass.
Exactly. I sent a whole video with a dude squaring up with a gator. That shit was insane.
I know. GTA picked it up crazy.
Ridiculous. But, yeah, I mean...
I can't believe we're going to go to Florida in GTA 6.
For Universal, this sounds crazy. Good for them. Good for them for not just dumping the whole thing. They were probably just like, what can we redust off? We
got this IP out of the public domain for the next 15 years. What are we going to do with it? Like, that's literally probably what the thinking was. And use it for the theme parks. I would have said take another crack at the whole. I mean, hearing that Johnny Depp was the Invisible Man, that was so... blew my mind. And it never fruitioned. Remember when they took that mean old picture? And they were like, oh, yeah, look what's coming. And, we saw Wolfman, who was going to be Wolfman and all that stuff. And I was just like... I was excited. I was super excited. I was hoping that they were going to try again, or I don't know why they saw The Mummy just flop and they were just like, oh.
I guess that's one movie Tom Cruise couldn't sell.
Which is insane. But I guess it was like a complete teardown of what people expected The Mummy to be.
Yeah, because that was supposed to be all action-packed. And while the OG it had some action, the whole mystery of it was the mystical side, the curse and all that
mystery, and then it had comedy too.
Yeah, and that one was just like a retelling of in a lame way, I think.
I thought it was pretty epic.
Tom Cruise just couldn't sell it.
Why does he gotta run? Why does he have to run in every goddamn movie? He always got to show off his chops. It's in his contract.
Falling off a plane in that one?
Yeah, he fell off a plane, but then towards the end, like when she's chasing him down the street, he like runs down the street.
He's just like, fuck.
He's like, oh, she's chasing me. He's
I wasn't built for this.
I can outrun her, and he kind of does.
He's just like, damn, that boy fast.
Yeah.
He's already down the block.
Yeah, how did he get... Tom Cruise, that you? Breaking the fourth wall, as always. Damn, I really got to stop dropping this thing. But more exciting news. Oh, well, let us know if you guys are excited. And if you guys are from Florida and you guys are excited for the Dark Universe, let us know. That's interesting. That, first of all, you're from Florida. Second of all, you're invested in the Dark Universe.
Yeah, insane.
Mostly the Florida thing. Just saying.
Get out while you can.
Yeah. Moving on though, Jim Carrey reporting back for Sonic 3, and this is coming off the heels of him saying that he was basically retiring, and that unless a movie comes to him with like the best script ever, which I think his word was, it needs to be in gold ink, basically, like it has to be good. And I mean, they put out a teaser today. I don't know if you saw the little teaser that came out.
I don't think so, no.
I'm going to show it to you really quick just so you can see what the teaser was, and let me know if you can pick up on the voice at the very end, okay?
Just a laugh.
Yeah. And obviously, I mean, I've seen a lot of people speculating, but it's clearly Robotnik's laugh.
Yeah, that sounded like Jim Carrey.
Yeah. So, and a lot of people were like, is he coming back for the third one? Because let's be honest, the second one really left it vague. They didn't find a body. They could have really written out Robotnik if they wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, if he said, you know what, the script is good enough, I want to come back just for this bag, I mean, or the bag and the character itself, got to be exciting, right?
Yeah, but I wonder if they're going to go the route of him teaming up with Shadow or whatever, or if he's going to have a minimal role regardless.
Well, one thing that people were kind of speculating because of the fact that of that teaser, the way it kind of showed itself, that they believe that they're using Sonic Underground 2.
Yeah, the game.
Yeah, so they're thinking that it's going to go that route. Was that around? Is that what happened? I'm not sure on the Sonic lore.
I haven't seen that game in forever. I don't know how people like right at the gate remember this shit, but yeah. I don't know how the game works. The thing looked exactly like the game, like title,
the symbol.
Whatever.
Yeah, I've been seeing it around. So
yeah, so I don't know the way they could be going. The second one was really heavily influenced by the game, they said. So
are you saying that you don't want to see them team up though?
I don't think so.
And Shadow?
I don't think so.
What if Robotnik gives him a strap?
Okay, so Shadow with a gun. I mean, that would be fucking cool. Just to see him hold an MP5 or something would be fucking sick. That'd be such a cool callback to the actual Shadow the Hedgehog game.
Yeah,
like that'd be so funny. Give him a motorcycle while you're at it.
Crazy. That'd be cool.
That'd be so cool. But I mean, I don't know. I don't think I want to. I would have preferred seeing just the hedgehogs go at it. But at the same time, Jim Carrey as Robotnik, especially after his whole comment about not returning and stuff, that already is a ticket seller too. So
having Jim Carrey as Robotnik. So you were hoping this was just going to be a hedgehog movie, and not necessarily new Robotnik. But what if I say Robotnik's the PB to Sonic's J?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Yeah, like what if they have to go together? Like, isn't that I don't remember a lot of Sonic, but from the little games that I remember, it was always him going after Robotnik. He always was in there, some shape.
Yeah, I only remember the cartoons.
Yeah, the
like
cartoons.
The Sonic X, the anime looking one.
Yeah,
and then the one that was on Disney XD or Disney, where he was like short and stubby.
Yeah.
So I remember Robotnik being heavy, but I mean, I don't
remember him being what? Fat?
What?
Of course he's fat. Of course he's heavy.
What are you talking? No, I mean heavy as in like heavy, like prominent in the fucking show.
Oh, okay.
Oh my god! But I would have preferred to see just
get on Jenny Craig, Robotnik.
I would have eat a salad, but like I would just prefer to see Shadow because that's what they're doing on the Netflix cartoons too. That whole the new one that's coming out, I think it just got like a second season or whatever. Mm-hmm. It's just the hedgehogs, like the Sonic characters, like the animals, I guess.
So you would just prefer all of the animals. I don't know. I think you can't have Sonic without Robotnik.
I think you can have Sonic versus Shadow, and that'd be just as good.
Well, yeah, but who's gonna point Shadow in that direction?
Why can't Shadow point himself in that direction?
Because he clearly needs somebody to point.
I don't think so.
Why would Shadow just have random beef with this blue hedgehog?
Because he's meant to be like a superior version, like how they say Superboy is supposed to be for Superman.
But okay, all right. But let's just use it for with movie context. Robotnik completely was kaput, and the people that made who was making Shadow?
I don't know, the fucking nerds, the scientists.
Was it Robotnik's people or was it the government?
I think it was the government. No, I think it was the government because they randomly found him. I can't remember.
Who randomly found him? Oh, the government found him.
Yeah.
So Robotnik was doing it. And then they were like, "Oh, we found your shit." Is that not what happened?
Yeah, I guess to a certain extent, yeah, that's what happened. I don't remember.
I don't remember either. I gotta
want
rewatch
to see it. I want to rewatch it, and
remember the
especially
ending.
that Knuckles show that's supposed to be coming out. Like, I don't even know what happened to that.
Oh, it's still supposed to happen. It's supposed to come out on Paramount Plus. It just depends on when that's actually gonna happen.
Yeah.
Idris Elba. I mean, the SAG strike probably affected it too, and I don't think they were making it until after Sonic 3, right?
No, I thought it was supposed to come before Sonic 3.
To bridge the gap or what?
Yeah.
I don't think so. I don't think that's what we discussed.
I can't remember.
Oh yeah, see, they're in it's in the works, but it's not gonna happen until after Sonic 3.
Oh, are you telling me we're not gonna get another movie then?
After Sonic 3? I mean, no more Jim Carrey, Robotnik after that.
Well, yeah, but that's because there's other things to be going on. Like at one point, I want to see Silver. So like
Who?
Silver. I think he's a hedgehog. He's a time traveling
Hedgehog?
Hedgehog.
Okay, so you know that, but you don't know the other things that I had asked you?
About Robotnik being his PB.
No, that too. No, about the game. When I had asked you
Oh,
about the game.
I don't know the fucking game, dude.
PB.
That predates me. Like that.
Oh, does it? Oh, youngsters. Yeah, youngsters. And on top of that, we got a bunch of casting. We got new members that are going to be joining the Sonic 3 in undisclosed roles, but people are speculating a couple of the roles. So we got the usual Jim Carrey, Ben Schwartz, Lee Majdoub, and Idris Elba. Obviously, Knuckles, Sonic, Sonic's handler, Ben Schwartz, Colleen O'Shaughnessy, Tom Butler, James Marsden, and Tinka Subter. Yeah.
Reporter O'Shea Hennessy.
Yeah. The new cast is led by Kristen Ritter. She was in Jessica Jones, Marvel's Jessica Jones.
Yeah.
Jane Magnolis from Breaking Bad. Chloe. Oh, wait. No, that's another thing that he was in, I guess. And apparently they're speculating that Kristen is going to be playing Rouge the Bat.
Yeah.
That's the speculation. Nobody knows, but IGN is kind of reporting that.
I would imagine. She gives me that vibe.
Yeah, so we got a few characters. So she's not even going to be live action. She's going to be a voice.
Yeah.
You think she looks like Rouge the Bat?
No, but she has the like stoic attitude that I imagine Rouge would have. So I think she can play that kind of like person.
So you think they're probably on the money when it comes to that one?
Yeah.
Which is crazy because they didn't tease any other hedgehogs, which obviously is probably supposed to be a surprise. But didn't they tease Tails in the trailer for Sonic 2?
Yeah.
If I remember. I would think you would want to show more of the hedgehogs and whatnot.
Yeah. So either that's not it and we're completely off the mark, or that's it and they're just waiting for something to happen and show up.
Yep. I don't know. This is a lot of like casting too, and then we don't even know what characters they're playing. Are these all just voice actors? Are we all like, what if we are just gonna get like the gang of different Sonics or different, hedgehogs and whatnot?
Yeah, creatures. They're all different animals. It makes sense. I think that's that's probably the one problem because they're all animated little creatures. Eventually, the humans will kind of just fade out, which would be kind of weird, but
that's assuming that they do that because Paramount, we talked about it earlier, they're in charge of the Transformers franchise and everything, and they couldn't seem to let the human element go. You know how a lot of people were just wanting the Transformers to do Transformer shit on their own.
Yeah.
They just refuse to let go of the people. So I mean, who's to say that Sonic's not gonna go that same route?
Has to be easier to do hedgehogs and all that versus
CGI.
Full on like more than 6 foot tall Transformers.
No,
especially on Earth.
It gotta be way worse because it has fur and everything.
I don't think so.
Yeah, they got fur and all that. It moves, getting wet, all the animation, facial expressions.
You were just watching a video about how what Michael Bay had to do to like pre-face CGI like robots and stuff.
Yeah,
that is 10 times harder than what I imagine running around. It looks like.
No, because that means that they have to put a stand-in, like how they did when they took the picture of Shadow, and they showed the sneaker or whatever. You would have to put the stand-in, and have these people talk to the stand-in, and they would have to erase it just like everything else. And yeah, it's smaller, but there's more detail that I guess a robot, you need to have a lot of detail too, but
gears moving. But
facial expressions and everything, that's something that needs to be put into this. And on top of that, like, you got to make them right, and then you got to have a backup budget just in case, backlash from the internet says you didn't make the animals correctly.
That's the only problem, though, because, eventually, what's his name's not going to want to do it either. The guy from the first one. Or the guy that's been in it. Not Jim Carrey.
Ben Schwartz?
His friend, yeah. Sonic's friend. The one that's, like, supposed to get his life together.
He's gonna go down the route like Sam Witwicky.
That's why. Eventually, he's not
He died in war.
Oh, my God.
And now I'm a lonely hog.
Yeah.
Hedgehog.
He's an alcoholic hedgehog.
Yeah. He's actually turning into Shadow.
That's mad depressing. But, that's the thing. Eventually, they're probably not going to want to do it anymore. And I don't know. Maybe they can go the route of the anime and, like, make it a kid or whatever and have them be friends and do adventure shit. So, it could work out.
Yeah, it could probably turn too childish at that point. I think they're trying to keep it at a good medium where it's, like, adults and children.
I think it's still there.
Not if you have children with... Adults didn't like watching Spy Kids.
Well, no, but if you make him like a teenager, like Sam Witwicky.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. You would still need somebody... And then even then, that's not even resolving the problem that you were saying, that maybe that eventually the humans will fade away.
Well, yeah, but he's an older cat. If you make it someone younger, he'll last longer.
That's what they said about Shia LaBeouf. He was young.
Shia LaBeouf had his own problems going on. Hollywood got to that man, and then they got him. What do you mean they got him?
Yeah, what do you mean? Who got him?
They got him.
Who got him?
He used to share his dungaroos.
Well, let us know what you guys think about the casting. Are you guys excited to see Sonic 3? Are you guys excited to see Jim Carrey back as Robotnik? Do you think he is the PB to Sonic's J? Let us know out there. And if you guys don't know what PB and J is, it's peanut butter and jelly. I shouldn't feel like I have to tell you guys, but I'm going to let you know anyways. Moving on, though. We got some big changes, some big issues. I don't know if you've been hearing all the controversy. Now, this is where everything's about to just go a little sour. Now, it just depends on your POV, too, because we have talked about this. You told me, and I quote, Netflix is killing it with the anime adaptations.
Yeah.
Yeah, right?
Mm-hmm.
I remember that.
Mm-hmm.
You said One Piece was great, if I recall, right?
Yeah.
And then, is there any other ones that you liked? Did you like that Cowboy and Bebop?
I didn't watch it.
No? Oh.
I wasn't a fan of that anime, regardless, so I didn't check it out. I heard it was decent, and then it just didn't get the viewership, so it just got canceled. I think
so. One Piece is the only one.
Yeah, they're like 1 for 2 right now, or 1 for 3, right? Something like that. I think they did have a third one.
There's a third one.
It was the Cowboy Bebop, and then I think they're in development with the third one, with the third anime adaptation. I can't remember what it's called.
Okay.
Oh, it's the What is it called? It just hit me, but I can't remember the name. But they do have a third one coming out. I remember seeing the trailer for it.
Third one.
Damn, I can't remember the name. It's gonna be bothering me.
I'm trying to think too, but either which way. So I know this isn't like considered an anime, but we are talking about Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Yeah,
it's gonna be coming out pretty soon. It's getting closer, so now we're hearing a lot of things from producers that are trying to hype the show up, directors, cast, even, and apparently things not looking so good. Lots of red flags. Lots of red flags everywhere. Have you been hearing any of the controversy that's been happening?
I've been hearing that they changed things and that it could be D.O.A. So I don't know.
Okay, so we're gonna find out if it's D.O.A. or if we could survive certain things. Okay. And I wanted to start with this one of the producers' comments that kind of unlocked Pandora's box. He does have a big long conversation with IGN, but I'm only going to read this one question that the IGN interviewer gave to him, and basically what he says about what the show is bringing to the table.
Okay.
And just to kind of put a little preface to it, the only reason why we're going to start with this one is to kind of show you what we're about to go through.
Okay.
Or to kind of give you a little taste about what's about to happen. So he was asked by IGN A big question surrounding the show is how much are you guys changing and how much is staying the same? How much freedom did you feel when it came to remixing the storylines and putting your own spin and liberties on them? IGN asked. Producer Albert Kim, I've used the term that this is a remix, not a cover, in that you've got to hit a lot of familiar notes, but you can't forget that this is supposed to be a new song. So obviously there are story points and characters that you have to do fairly faithfully from the original, but at the same time you're literally translating something from 2D to 3D, and that meant dimensionalizing the story, talking it into new places, filling in some of the gaps. There are certain scenes that you never saw in the original, whether it's attack on the Southern Air Temple or the Agni Kai between Ozai and Zuko. And those are the things I knew we needed to see in order to make it feel much more grounded as a live action show. So it was about feeling your way throughout the process where we can take the story into the new directions that still feel true to the spirit of the original. And that's when it all comes down to making sure it feels like it was Avatar in spirit. So just let me know what you got out of that.
It's a remix, not a cover. I actually like that saying. That's not like, I'm sure this is a shit show, so I'm not gonna give them too much props, but I actually really enjoy that. Like, if people could really use that for everything that they were trying to do, it would really set the precedent of, is this a remake? Are they just retelling us what we know? This and that, right? Like the Mr. and Smith show. Like, that's actually a really nice quote. I can't even be mad at that. But if they're cutting out filler, I understand. But if they're cutting out pieces of the story that were kind of really, like, important to Aang and things like that, or Aang and his gang, right, and Zuko and all them, like, then that is kind of a disservice, because those not only were those things kind of important to the characters, but at the same time, then you're ripping away elements that make it important. You know what I mean? Like, I know this is just season 1, and they're supposed to be doing book by book, like the movie was trying to do. Yeah. So this is just the first one, but imagine down the line when they got to do a 3rd season or whatever. And that one kind of rushed it, because they couldn't get a 4th season out. But the whole reason of that beach episode in the 3rd season of the cartoon, when Zuko was like losing his shit, there was a bunch of build up and arc from previous seasons in that rage. I wouldn't want them to sacrifice that kind of character development or story element because it's a remix. You know what I mean? Kind of. So you don't want them to take out certain things and traits from these characters. Yeah, for the sake of trying to be different or whatever. Because you can cut out filler, but you can't cut out things that were important. You know what I mean? Like the Secret Tunnel episode. You can get rid of that shit. Why do we care about that? Yeah, sure. It was meant to be a joke about Katara and Aang and, you know, their relationship with each other. But we don't need that episode. You can convey that through the actual season. Yeah. So take away the filler. But there's even the one where he sings the song, the Leaves from the Vine or whatever. Like, that's filler. It's a good song, but it is a filler episode. And you could just put that in anywhere. Exactly. So, like, take out filler, but don't take out the key elements from important shows. Yeah. Okay. That perfect. Now, I know what he was trying to say, but to me, remixing a song is the same song. If it's not you making a totally different song. In my head, if you're going into this thinking that you're making something completely different by changing certain things like that. Now, his examples where he's saying that we're going to see the Northern Air Temple and the Agni Kai between Zuko and the Fire Lord. Yeah. That's cool. That's a good addition to make the story better and come alive a little bit more, and that'll help clear out some of the filler, because I mean, there's more story that you can put behind instead of those filler episodes. So yeah, you're adding more, but it's still the same song. It's not new. So if you're going into it thinking that it's a new song altogether, then that means that you think that you're doing something different than what these people are doing. And every single time you're going to come into like encounter something that seems similar, you're going to want to completely change it so it doesn't seem the same as this one. And if you're going into into a show like this with that mindset, I kind of feel like that's detrimental, because you're not making a new song. Actually, we're not even asking you for a new song. We just want what we got before in live action.
Now, yeah, you got to tweak a few things, and some things you can't tweak. Now, we're gonna go down into the next article with another producer that's gonna kind of explain a couple of things as well. But I think it is to their detriment, and on top of that, maybe kind of shows why the original creators had to step back.
Yeah.
Right. But I don't think going in there thinking that remixing this is making something new, because either which way, we're not asking for anything new. We want what we got before with a little bit more detail and less filler. You know what I mean?
That's why. So that whole line, and why I like it so much, is because sometimes it's just taking what you know and flipping it on its head, basically. And
But
that's what this is.
But that's not what people want.
Well, yeah, no,
we don't want it flipped on its head.
Of course not. That's not what I'm saying.
We want a little bit.
Let me finish.
Okay.
That I know that's not what we want. We just want kind of a retelling of the cartoon, but in live action. You know, better fucking bending and shit like that than from the movie. He's trying to say it like, oh no, it has the characters and everything that you like, but we have to change it up a bit for this. But this is gonna hurt a lot of the fans and stuff of the OG, ones that are grown enough to even enjoy.
So
this
you
kind
think
of
that
thing.
this is him prepping for the backlash?
I think so. Dude, covering his ass a little bit, especially because that doesn't sound good at all. Either, regardless, that doesn't sound like a oh, you know, we got something in the bag. You know, it sounds like, oh, we did something, and if you don't like it, well, it's a remix.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
It's not the same as what you had.
Exactly.
And that's what I'm saying. I don't think that it's a remix. I think if it's a totally new song, fine. It feels like that's the way that it's going. Now, I don't have a gripe with every single change. I think this one that I'm about to read. Albert Kim also says, with the whole live action and, you know, bringing it from animation into live action, he goes on to say, all 3 seasons of the animated series essentially take place in the course of 1 calendar year. There was no way we could do that. So we had to design this first season especially to accommodate the possibilities of some time elapsing between the first and second season. The comet was their ticking clock. We removed that particular ticking clock from our show for now because we couldn't know exactly how old our actors would be for the subsequent seasons. We definitely thought about that going into season 1 so that we can accommodate for puberty, adolescence, time passing, all those fun things that happen to real life human beings that don't happen to animated characters. So this one is one of the first changes. A whole calendar year, he says, season 1 through 3 takes place.
Damn, I didn't even know that.
I mean, I thought it was like about a year and a half to 2 years. I didn't think it was all 1 year.
I didn't even know that. I didn't know that was the timeline in the actual show.
I didn't think so either.
I thought it was more spaced out than that.
Like years?
A year and a half at most.
That's what I was thinking. I was thinking like a year and a half to 2.
You're telling me well, okay, I guess that makes sense because, I mean, he was forced to learn everything kind of quickly.
Yeah.
And then, you know, even then he didn't master fire.
Oh, that's true. So it would have been like about a year.
It makes sense on paper, but in my head, that the way the cartoon plays out, it doesn't.
Yeah, I haven't seen it in a while, but it sounds to me like it probably would have lasted a little bit longer than a year, but not 100%. They traveled a lot.
Yeah.
In a year.
I mean, I don't know how fast the bison is. So.
Yeah, that's true too. My boy's like Superman flying around the world. So that's one thing that they're adjusting for their actors is the comet and it taking a year and all that stuff. So then what are we going to be chasing in the what are we going to be chasing in the first season? If you know that, are we going to know that a comet's coming? We just don't know how long it's going to be, but then wouldn't that be dumb because at that point it's no longer prophesized that this is the day that it's going to happen?
Yeah,
you know?
The whole point of the comet was what pushed Aang and Gear to learn water and then earth and fire in the time span that you're saying he learned it in.
Yeah.
It also doesn't help that Aang's whole character arc in the first few episodes is that he doesn't want to take part in any of that. He wants to live his childhood life. And then they push him. The comet and the timing and stuff is what pushes him to learn. So you're telling me we're just going to get him wanting to learn water? That doesn't make any sense. What you need something to push him in that direction.
Yeah.
That doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't seem like we're going to have any pressure for him to move on
exactly
with the story. But unless they're gonna do like a revenge plot, like, oh, I know that the Fire Nation was the one that destroyed it.
Even then, like, what is he gonna do? What are they gonna do? Like, oh, the Fire Nation's coming for the water tribe. I should learn water to combat fire. That doesn't make that
water extinguishes fire.
That already doesn't make sense.
No.
Yeah, no, that doesn't make much sense.
So I mean, that's gonna be out. So no go. I mean, I understand accommodating for the actors and everything because obviously they got to be around for multiple seasons. They're obviously gonna grow, but taking away all that stuff, it's gonna take away the sense of urgency of the situation.
Exactly.
Like, oh, he destroyed the temple. Okay, well, you know, genocide happens all the time. I'm sorry. Well, not nowadays, but like,
you made it sound like it was another Tuesday.
Yeah, I mean, it's happened in the history books.
But yeah, damn, that doesn't make any sense. Because I understand the whole real life aspect. And that's the case. Why didn't you get people that were older?
That are going to kind of look the same for a while.
Exactly. Like the Stranger Things kids.
Like, I know that you wanted, you know, young actors to play the character. But it also, wouldn't you have planned in production for all this too? Where you would have kind of been like, okay, we should probably write all the scripts first. Make sure where we're going to take this series. Boom, put it on paper. Cast the people and try to shoot it back to back.
Exactly.
Just so you can make sure that you maybe have a new season every year. I understand maybe quality, but maybe, you know, push it to where, you know, VFX people have enough time to make it happen.
At that point you can give it the stretch, and then by the time your second season's in production to do CGI or whatever, you're already rolling the cameras for a third season.
It's coming out this year, huh?
Yeah. I think this month.
And I think when we saw the little timeline, the fourth season is not even supposed to drop till 29.
Something like that, yeah. Unless theirs is different than the OG creators.
Yeah. 28 or 29.
Timeline.
No, because the timeline that we saw, it had the studio that they made, the Avatar Studios, and the Netflix one mixed in. Remember, we're going to get a couple, like, adult Aang animated movie and all that stuff.
Well, yeah, but wasn't that before they left?
No, that was at the same time. It doesn't matter if they left. Netflix is doing it on their own. They're working at Avatar Studios, but because they signed a deal with Netflix, they can produce the show, which I'm pretty sure they're regretting now and would have preferred making maybe a Paramount Plus original or something.
Basically.
So
I don't know.
That's one thing
weird.
that they're changing. Let us know out there what you guys think. The Comet is not going to be
that's so dumb.
in effect in the first season, and this isn't going to take a year for them. It's going to take longer. What big changes can, you know? I think in the movie it was because of the Comet, right?
Yeah,
that he pushed himself.
They were moving. He was copying the cartoon.
Yeah, so. I don't know. That one's a weird one. Another thing that has people kind of in, up in arms and whatnot is that they're taking away Sokka's sexism. And I know what you're thinking. Why would you want sexism in a movie anyways, or a TV show? Well,
it's relevant for his character.
It's his character. It's his character arc. So he does say, Sokka actor Ian Ousley was talking to the EW, and when asked about, the changes that are going to be made to his character, he says, there's more weight with the realism in every way. I feel like we also took out the element of how Sokka is sexist. I feel like there were a lot of moments in the original show that were iffy. Sokka says, yeah, totally. There are things that were redirected just because it might play a little differently in live action. Yeah, so that's one thing. And I get it. Nobody wants sexism or anything like that. A man being misogynistic, whatever. But that's his thing.
Yeah, it gears him up.
Doesn't he get humbled by those girls?
Yeah,
the one with the paint.
Mm-hmm.
Where it's like, oh, we could be badass warriors too, and he's just like, oh, I want to bang him.
It's just one.
Oh,
he wants to bang one.
Oh, okay.
Suki,
yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's like his whole character arc. He redefines his whole thinking because he learns to fight from her and then other people along the way.
Doesn't he say something to her that makes her like, oh, isn't he like trying to get fish or trying to get food, and she's like, "Let me help you," and he's like, "No, I'm gonna get it myself. You go do womanly things over there or something." I forgot verbatim what he says in the show, but then isn't that when she goes and wanders off and finds Aang?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Like, isn't that like what kind of happens in the first episode that makes her find Aang?
Mm-hmm.
So how are they? So they're just gonna change the whole way they find Aang too?
He's just gonna find her. He's gonna find him.
They're just gonna stumble across them.
A large ice globe.
Yeah, they're just gonna be like, "Oh wow, we've never seen this ice globe before in my life." I don't know. This one, I mean, this could be a good change, and if they replace it with a good storyline, sure. But this is another thing where it's like remixing and writing a new song is two different things. If you're changing his whole character and changing characteristics that he had within animation, which, come on guys, translating it from animation to live action should be super simple. It's not hard. It's not hard to make Sokka a little sexist. It's fine. And then make him teach something. Oh, but people are going to hate him because of it. Yes, make the audience hate him so when he turns and starts respecting,
people are like, "Hey, this guy's actually really cool."
Yeah,
like,
and he learned something. You know, it's just, I don't know. I know a lot of people were like, "Oh, you know, it's going woke or whatever," because Katara's character is also being changed, saying that obviously the removal of Sokka's sexism is one thing, but also saying that they're reshaping Katara's character, right? Katara's actress Kiwan Dio said that there are certain roles I think that Katara did in the cartoon that we didn't necessarily also do here. I mean, I want to really get into a lot of that, but some gender issues that didn't quite translate from the cartoon, Albert Kim kind of backed that sentiment up. So not only is Sokka's character getting a little change, Katara's is taking a little change.
Mm-hmm.
And people are speculating because Sokka's sexism is going away. This is where that wokeism and whatever is coming up, is that they're thinking that, I don't want to say it like that, but a lot of people are saying like she's going to be not the damsel in distress, but, you know, the warrior, the kind of girl that fights and doesn't take orders and whatnot. You know what people have been complaining about nowadays. Mary Sue and whatnot.
That's kind of her whole arc in the beginning too, and then she gets badass, if I remember right.
She wants to be a warrior.
Yeah, and then she does. She ends up being one.
She trains. Yeah. She's clumsy at first.
Yes, and then she masters her water bending, and then she learns how to blood bend.
Mm-hmm. And then she becomes a badass warrior.
Yeah.
So
she's just gonna be a badass warrior right out the gate.
I don't know.
I guess that's not too big of a deal, but again, stripping away character arcs like that is crazy, because now you have to find something just as powerful as that once was to replace it.
Yeah, what is she gonna learn? She's gonna start off right off the gate like New Game Plus. She's gonna have all the perks and everything.
She's gonna start soloing everybody.
Yeah, I can bloodbend. You'll be like, Sokka's gonna be like, "No, you can't help with this war," and she's gonna be like, "What'd you say?"
Because like
bloodbend.
Because a big moment was when she beats Zuko's ass the first time.
Oh yeah,
because they were fighting near water and stuff, but she beat his ass regardless.
Yeah, so
that was like a big moment, because I mean, she was supposed to not be a warrior,
and she kind of did it to protect at the time.
Dang, yeah.
I don't know.
This show sounds crazy, because it sounds like they're replacing big moments like that.
So we got 3 red flags, 4 if you count the statement that Albert Kim said about remixing and not cover.
Yeah,
I don't know, man. Katara's being changed, Sokka's being changed, timeline is being adjusted, no comment. Sounds like the original creators walked for a reason, and that reason is coming to light. And maybe you're right. Maybe they're preparing for some backlash to happen. Maybe they're just like, hey man, brace for impact. This shit's about to get wicked. It's going to be worse than Cowboy and Bebop. It's going to be insane. I was excited for the show. Hearing all this makes me skeptical. Well, actually, hearing Netflix made me skeptical. Hearing all this makes me, what's below skeptical? Like, scared.
You're just not even curious anymore. You're just like, I don't know if I want it.
Yeah.
It jumped.
Actually, just take it back.
Yeah, I would say I'm more skeptical. I'm more in phase 1 of, denial, because I was actually really looking forward to it. But with all this stuff, it makes me kind of worried about it, because that's crazy. Changing a lot of the stuff that made the show work in the first place is weird.
We should have known this was gonna happen when Netflix kicked out the original creators.
I didn't think it was gonna be this bad. I didn't think it was gonna be this bad.
You should have known that it was gonna be this bad.
I wasn't expecting
If
that.
the original creators was just like, no.
Because I saw quotes about them appealing to like fucking Game of Thrones or whatever.
Yeah, that they're trying to sculpt some of the show in kind of like the way the Game of Thrones did to be more appealing to adults as well. I don't know what that means.
Having kids doing things like that.
I'm just saying nothing becomes more adult than sexism. I don't think anybody knows about that until, adults. I would have known what sexism was. People were just, I'm pretty sure kids would have seen Saga and just been like, oh, wow, he's acting like a real asshole. I mean, kids don't say asshole, but, something else.
Yeah.
That's what I did.
Like a dick.
Yeah. When I was young, I was just like, wow, what a complete tool. And then, and then he got the baddies and I was just like, I need to be like him.
Was just like, why does he hate women? I was more just like, oh, wow, that's funny. And then I'd move on, but because you can't really register that as a kid anyway.
No.
That's the problem with a lot of these shows, because I think you even mentioned it with Percy Jackson. Like, they want to appeal to adults, but they don't want to jump all the way in. They want to, like, one foot, one out. It doesn't work.
Yeah, Percy Jackson was just...
This show might be D.O.A.
I mean, I like using this as a reference, but like the Harry Potter movies, right? They started off like kids movies in the beginning, but then it kind of matured with its audience as it like kept going. And I don't mind that, but you need to give us a nugget that there's some maturity that's going to be put in there. And this isn't even, I would say the whole stretching out the seasons and, the comment and everything just to make sure that, it can kind of expand, that makes sense. But taking away characteristics and everything is just, it's too much, too far.
Yeah. Especially ones that were like real heavy hitters into these characters like
Sokka's the main character. Katara's the main character. These are all main characters that we care about.
Mm-hmm.
So what do we do?
It's his whole sexism against Toph that like makes him get his ass beat and humble himself too. So
yeah.
What's gonna be like when we run into Toph? Is she not gonna be blind?
Oh, we're gonna get Charlie Cox to play her.
We'll give him a wig.
Yeah,
he has to be on his knees.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, they're changing things up already. Why can't she be a man? Why can't it be Topher?
I will air out Netflix. There's no way.
Yeah?
Yeah.
We're going to burn that motherfucker down.
Exactly.
Makes me want to burn this motherfucker down. Let us know what your guys' thoughts are when it comes down to these changes. Are they red flags? Are you excited about this? Is it 2023 and we should leave all this in 08, 06 where this show came from? I don't know. Let us know out there. Kind of curious.
Yeah.
Josh, is the MCU dead?
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
I think it's on life support.
Oh, okay.
I don't think it's dead.
Beep, 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 beep. Nah. I don't think it's completely dead. I think it's getting there, yeah. I don't think life support. I think it has a viral disease. And I think...
My God.
I think it just
the
needs...
MCU caught COVID?
Yeah, I think it just needs to, take some time off, take a break, lay down.
I mean, to be fair, it had a break, kind of, when COVID hit.
Oh, that doesn't count. Actually, I think COVID did a lot more damage to the movies than anything because they had to, rewrite certain things. I know Falcon and Winter Soldier, they had a whole, viral outbreak plotline that they had to completely scrap because of COVID.
Yeah, racist.
No Way Home was, as much as we like that movie, we can painfully say that it was a lot of green screen.
Yeah.
A lot of small rooms. I mean, what's that famous scene where the Flash is, on his phone and
it's a big hole that has green screen behind him.
So I think COVID kind of hurt Marvel in that time, which they should have really went back to the drawing board and figured things out and maybe took a break after Endgame. But, maybe that was the universe telling Marvel, hey, man, chill the F out, bro. But I think their true pause is here. This year, 2024. No movies except for one, Deadpool 3.
Yeah.
This is do or die time, in my opinion. I think you're right. It might be the best way to say it is life support because this movie, I think, is going to determine whether or not the plug is going to be pulled. Will we see the MCU to live another day or we won't? And apparently Matthew Vaughn kind of agrees. Talking to the post-credit podcast, he was asked about Deadpool joining the MCU and what he thinks about, Ryan Reynolds making that leap and whatnot. And Matthew Vaughn goes on to say a few snippets that I know about Deadpool versus Wolverine or Wolverine versus Deadpool. I'm not sure that I'm sure that argument between Ryan and Hugh is happening as we speak are unbelievable. That's going to be a jolt. The Marvel Universe is about to have a jolt of them, and it's going to bring that body back to life. I think Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman are about to save the whole Marvel Universe. And a lot of people heard that and they came out saying, what? Marvel's not dead. Marvel's not dead. Still alive, still breathing.
Yeah.
They're still making bangers. We're back. Oh, it's Joe over. We're back. It's Joe over. You know, it's like, it's a roller coaster that I think we need to stop kidding ourselves. I think we need to understand that Marvel's in a state of, I would say, flux, but I don't think, we're in a state of flux for sure now, because I think they're taking into account all the backlash that they received off the last few projects, Phase 4 in particular, and they're revamping. That's why Deadpool is the only movie in this whole 2024 season.
Yeah.
Though I think Matthew Vaughn's being a little over dramatic, kind of, but I think he has a point. I think Deadpool 3 is going to make or break it. I think people are riding on Deadpool 3 a lot.
I think so. Even obviously the MCU is riding on it too. I mean, save is a very like big like term and hope, you know what I mean? And I understand having that kind of optimism, but this can only go so much, especially if this is going to lead into next year where we're getting 4 movies, quote unquote 4 movies. And any of those can fucking flop. So this one could totally like be that extra jet fuel to just boost it in the air, hold it there till the next movie can deliver fuel and continue. Or what I think is Thunderbolts next. That could tank. And we've been hearing the problems with that one.
Is it? I thought it was Captain America next.
Yeah, well, either one. Either way can like go really good after Deadpool 3, or it could just take another nosedive for the next one to come back and save it, quote unquote. But I think this one might restore faith.
I think Deadpool 3 would be the nail on the coffin.
I don't think so.
I think if they ruin an IP that was successful, it will put the nail in the coffin. Now, I'm not saying that it will. I mean, a lot of the leaks say that it's going to be a good movie. But then again, you know, they do have a good team. Sean Levi.
I can't even believe Matthew Vaughn.
Why?
Because he could be shilling.
Shilling?
Yeah.
For what?
For the MCU.
I think he's shilling for Reynolds and stuff.
Either way, he could be shilling. That's why. He could be biased. He could be mad biased.
About what?
About the MCU and with Daredevil and hyping it up and stuff. He could be biased.
You mean Wolverine and Deadpool?
Yeah.
You said Daredevil.
Deadpool, the MCU, whatever.
Well, I mean, of course.
He's shilling. He could be shilling. Can't believe it.
I mean, he made X-Men First Class.
Yeah.
He has a stake in the X-Men franchise. I mean, if Marvel was smart, they would bring him back to do an X-Men movie. I mean, First Class would like literally brought the franchise back to life after X3 and Origins. We don't want to talk about that. I think Wolverine and Deadpool have big shoes to fill. I think this movie will make or break the MCU, because I think people are getting fed up with the iffiness. And I think if they don't nail Deadpool, and I think if somehow Marvel manages to fuck up Deadpool, and you know, I don't think Reynolds will allow that. And I was saying, Sean Levi and Reynolds have worked with each other multiple times already. This is their 3rd film together. Free Guy, The Adam Project, and now Deadpool 3.
Yeah.
Both those movies were pretty good. So I have faith in them. What I don't have faith in is Feige and the Marvel machine now, because of the fact of everything that happened. And I think a lot of people can share that sentiment.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. It could be real heads or tails, obviously. This movie comes out in, 3 months?
Yeah.
And they just wrapped filming. So, I mean...
Rumor has it we're going to get a trailer for the Super Bowl.
Yeah. It'll be cool.
I don't know.
That could generate hype.
I mean, yeah.
Pull a WBD, Hail Mary this bitch, all in the Super Bowl with a trailer.
The trailer needs to be bonkers.
It needs to give us enough for people not to guess the whole movie that they've been trying to do.
I don't even think that's the problem. I just think that I think the trailer needs to attract everybody. I think we can be honest and say that the Marvels didn't really attract a lot of people. I think their trailers haven't really been the best in building anticipation or building hype for these movies at all. I think the only I think we talked about it a while ago, but like the only movie that was Marvel's hit was Volume 3. Why in any universe are we saying that? Like that one's a hard one to say. Say it, Josh.
No.
Say Guardians of the Galaxy 3 is the best piece of Marvel content of 2023.
And hell no. Not with Loki season 2 right there.
In Denial is crazy.
The other one in denial. You're praising the Guardians. Insane.
It's better than Loki.
No, it isn't. No. Not even close.
Hit the strings a little bit more.
Not even close.
We can be honest. Loki didn't really make a lot of sense.
That's not true. Yeah. Not in a sense to you, my boy, but to me, it made the perfect sense.
Nah. If I start asking you questions, you ain't gonna be able to answer half of them. You're gonna be like, suspend your disbelief, dog.
Go check out our Loki review.
Yeah.
Loki season 2 review.
Hashtag self-plug. Let us know out there what you guys think about Deadpool 3. Are you guys excited? If it's not a banger, will it be the biggest misfire for Marvel? Will it tank it? Will it be the final nail in the coffin for you? Or will you guys be able to forgive it for what would possibly be a good half a year or more? Mm-hmm. Because I don't think the next Marvel project will even come out till 2025, early 2025. I think it is Captain America, and I think that's coming out in like February or something like that. So let us know out there your guys' thoughts.
Good luck to Deadpool 3.
Yeah, good luck. That honestly, that is a lot of pressure to put on a movie. I thought Superman Legacy had pressure, but Deadpool 3.
Superman Legacy has a lot of pressure.
Oh, they got a
lot more pressure.
Than Deadpool?
Yeah.
No.
I think so.
No, Marvel's on its heels too. Marvel's toppling. Not only is Marvel toppling, but a lot of people are saying superhero fatigue. If people say, nah, I don't want Deadpool 3, what is that going to do for the superhero genre?
Exactly. Superman has to follow that up. Superman has to follow Man of Steel. It has to be the Kickstarter to this whole universe that James Gunn is hyping up. I think he probably has a lot more pressure with Superman Legacy.
Did you just hear what I said? Deadpool 3 comes out before Superman Legacy. It has all this thing writing on there. Now, yeah, if what he
I think Deadpool in the MCU will be fine.
If Deadpool 3, first of all, whether Deadpool 3 flunks or succeeds, the Superman Legacy pressure still remains that it needs to be a good Superman movie. Otherwise, DC's done. Nobody's going to believe in DC or the brand or think that any movies are going to come out of it. DC's on its own last legs. Yeah, the superhero fatigue will probably play into that a little bit more if Deadpool flops. But if Deadpool does good, it won't really change anything for Superman Legacy. I don't think either which way, whether or not Deadpool 3 flops, will change much for Superman Legacy that it doesn't already have. I think Deadpool 3 has a lot more writing because, like I said, superhero genre, because Marvel was the one that set the precedent. They were the ones that said, hey, we are building a franchise, a universe that has continuity, that is going to make people come and want to watch every single movie. And they did it. 32 movies later, here we are. Huh?
Does it make people do what?
You know something. 32 movies later, and they struggling. Now, and I understand, that's a whole 30 movies. It got to topple at some time. The dynasty is going to topple at one point. Exactly. I'm hoping that this isn't the toppling point. I'm hoping that we have more gas. But by this point, if it topples, is it something that, was inevitable? Is this kind of, what does that say for the future of the superhero genre? What does it say for having franchises in total?
I think the DCU still has to hold on from the taint of the DCEU.
Huh?
Yeah.
What the fuck you just say?
Like it's still holding on to that dirty stuff, regardless.
You say taint?
Yeah. It's tainted.
Wait, you said what? Superman Legacy?
With the DCU, regardless.
Well,
Superman Legacy.
I understand that.
The MCU has had years of success.
I'm telling you.
The MCU has had years of success. They just started toppling over, shaking and whatnot.
They are the ones who started the trend. If they fail, if they show that they fail.
If the DCEU has had mistrial after mistrial, Superman Legacy has to bang. And I don't think it will, but other people have faith in this.
Why are you bringing DC into this? Why,
you brought up Superman Legacy?
I said that it's probably gonna have some effects because of what happens to Deadpool 3. But you're trying to be like, oh, James Gunn has a bigger fucking shoot. He already has his own problems. We're talking about Marvel.
Yeah, but you brought up Superman Legacy, and the whole thing was that his plate's a lot bigger.
James Gunn's plate,
isn't
till 2025. Nobody cares about him.
Oh my god.
Okay. I'm talking about Marvel, Deadpool 3, what it could, what happens to Superman Legacy is going to be a question in itself. There's no question that it has a lot of pressure. I already told you that. What happens after that, after Deadpool 3, is going to really show a little bit of trajectory of what is to come for Superman Legacy when it refers to the superhero genre. Other than that, they're dealing with their own problems. Deadpool 3 has to be, if not as good as the second, better, okay? Has to be a good Marvel film, because let's be honest, Marvel hasn't had any good films. And yeah, they started this, but now that they're at the tail end, it's going to be like, okay, well, since they started it, are they finishing it? They started the superhero trend. They started everything that happened after that. If they topple, is the superhero genre over? But and Superman Legacy is going to have to answer that question, but I don't know why you're trying to make it like it's before Deadpool 3. It's not even like it has nothing to do.
I'm not saying it's before Deadpool 3. I'm saying that.
But you mad? Look, I think you're just trying to beef with James Gunn for no reason right now. There's no topics with him on here today, and you just wanted to be
you
like,
brought up
James Gunn, welcome back.
You brought up Superman Legacy. This is insane. And then you brought up Guardians, like you're me writing this man for some reason.
I was just telling you that Guardians 3
was
no
the best fuck about that movie.
Best thing of 2023
for
Marvel.
It's not.
And how that is crazy to say.
It's
I
not.
said that.
Insane.
I said that.
This is fucking insane.
I said that. I'm not on his meat. I'm just stating facts. You just don't like to state facts.
No,
you like to
true.
stay in your little fantasy head where you play whack-a-mole with James Gunn's head.
It's not true.
It's like a white hair comes out of every single hole. And
It's
you're
not
just
true.
Like,
it's not true. It's not true. You're out of order.
Yeah. Let us know out there what you guys think about Deadpool 3. What's writing on it, and
will it save the MCU?
Will it save the MCU and, by extension, hurt Superman Legacy for Josh over here? Jeez. Moving on, though. Dennis Avia saying that he's only making 3 Dune movies. Now, if we recall, there is 6 books in the Dune franchise that need to be adapted. Mm-hmm. But Dennis, the director of Dune, I don't want to say his last name.
Yeah.
He will be only doing 3, he says. Or the quote says that Dune Messiah should be the last Dune movie for me. The key word is should.
He knows if he gets that fat stack, he's coming back.
After 3?
Yeah.
I mean, you said the first one's really good. I haven't seen it.
Yeah.
You said the first one's really good. I liked Blade Runner. I think he's a great director. Dune Part 2, obviously, is already getting major hits. I think a lot of people are buying tickets. I think the tickets already went on sale. People are liking it. So you think if Dune 3 does good, he's going to come back.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a very established director. If he says I don't want to, he doesn't have to.
Well, yeah, but we know a fat stack of cash hits his desk, he's coming back.
He's not like Michael Bay.
I don't believe it.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, you think everybody's just bought with money?
Yeah. Or, I mean, it would be cool if we got someone else. Like the...
Michael Bay?
No.
Oh.
No, don't touch these fucking movies, Michael Bay. I like your stuff, dude. I don't think I trust you with this franchise.
You don't think a cool drone shot would be nice in a Dune movie?
I don't.
Imagine a drone shot of coming out of that giant tapeworm that's coming from the dirt.
Tapeworm. Sandworm.
Oh.
But imagine we get like a Planet of the Apes thing, and we get someone like, I don't know, Matt Reeves or something.
Picks up where he leaves off?
Yeah, someone to like, I don't know, put a different artistic style.
2 goats following up each other? Nah. Well, maybe, but I think Matt Reeves is going to be busy with his own.
No, yeah, but it was an example. Universe, it was an example of someone.
Nolan does the last 3? Well,
that'd be crazy.
I don't think he'd ever do it.
Well, no.
Greta Gerwig, since you think that she did such good work with Barbie.
No.
Eva Longoria. I said it.
Fuck.
Just kidding. I don't think she could do it.
I don't know who could do it. I assume he would. I'm assuming he's coming back after a 3rd one. He's bullshit.
I mean, he did say should.
A fat paycheck is gonna get this man to come back. There's
you think Warner Brothers is gonna cut him that check?
I would think so. For Dune, it's not coming out of the WBW funds, so
they're gonna be like, Dennis, baby, we gotta buy 3, get 1 free.
We tax written off another DC movie to make this 4th one happen. Come back.
I don't know. That one's a big if. I gotta watch Dune, man. I gotta watch before the 2nd one comes out.
Yeah, you do.
See what kind of things he's bringing.
I don't know. I think the first one's really good.
I haven't heard. I haven't seen it.
The first Star Wars was influenced by it. So
no, I know. I've heard about that.
Yeah.
And apparently, I was told I would be, if I don't watch it, I'm disrespecting the roots of Star Wars.
Oh, well, that's kind of dumb.
I know. That's something about dishonor on whole family. I was like, what? Why are you telling me
It's
this?
people
homeless...
that say dumb shit like that deserve a pocket full of sand in their face.
No, it was just some homeless dude that just ran up on me, man. He was just like, well, you gotta watch Dune. And I'm like, how did you watch it? How'd you?
Oh my god, man! You just watching cinema out here? How
Yeah,
you affording
like,
this?
what'd you? He's like, I was peeking through somebody's window. They were watching it.
He's like, I love this part. I was like, dude.
Everybody turns around. What the fuck? Nah, man. Dune Part 1's out right now. I think it's on Max. I'll probably go watch it. You guys should too. And get your tickets for Part 2, maybe.
Yeah. Go watch Dune Part 2 right now.
Free advertisement. Come on, WB. Moving on though. Robert Downey Jr. defending Margot Robbie.
Okay.
Helping with your points that you had to say. Now, we did talk about with I believe it was in Tuesday's episode. If you guys haven't heard that one, go check it out. Margot Robbie and Greta Gerwig were kind of snubbed from the Oscars.
Yeah.
Margot didn't get best performance, but people were like, how did Ryan Gosling get it? And then Greta Gerwig wasn't even nominated for best director.
Yeah.
RDJ was talking to other supporting actors at the SAG Award nominee roundtable discussion between Sterling K. Brown, William Dafoe, and RDJ himself. And RDJ says that it never fails to impress and remind me how little you need to do to be effective. Just the simplest version of expression. That's what the camera wants. The closer the camera gets, the more it wants it. Time and time again, it's demonstrated that it's super effective. Margot Robbie is not getting enough credit, in my opinion. America Ferrera has this amazing speech, and by the way she nails it, I'm watching it and I go, wow, that was a really tough one. That's like a one-act play. The whole movie hinges on it, but it's the cuts away to Robbie so actively listening that I realize Greta is really onto something here, but it's Robbie who had to trust. And it's hard when someone who has the fucking 2-page passage and they go, okay, now let's jump in and get Bob. And you're like, I've been listening to this all day and now I have to make it work. And so from what I get out of that, now he could either be trolling and make it a joke, or he could be dead ass and saying like, this is something, great that somebody does. And, first he says Margot knows how to really focus and make it seem like she's paying attention to the speech, even though she had to hear the speech over and over and over again.
Yeah.
And then, so I'm thinking that the implication is, oh, Greta's really good at capturing good moments, and Margot is really good at, acting because she's able to keep that facial expression going because of having to hear the speech over and over multiple times. I don't think it helps out in any which shape, form, or way, but I mean, I'll give you my thoughts after I hear yours. Go ahead. What do you think about that?
I don't know if he's saying like it takes the better acting chops to emote while you're listening to someone spew what we can only assume is an Oscar-winning speech, versus someone just listening, or if he's actually
Oscar-nominated speech.
Yeah, it could win. I would think, but I don't know if he's coming from that stance or if he could be joking. He could totally be like, no, dude, you get like, I'm gonna sit here listening to your bullshit. You know what I mean? Like, when is it my turn to act?
Yeah.
Both sides of the coin. I want to assume he's trying to be in defense and be like, no, it's Margot because she can listen to her bullshit or whatever. But that kind of falls apart though, because the other chick got the nomination, right?
Yeah.
So
clearly, the person who's making the moving speech is gonna get.
He. I understand what he's trying to do, but the actions of which they already nominated what's her name for already proves that it's better to be the one delivering the speech versus the one listening to it.
Because you can emote and give the best damn performance of you paying attention to somebody talking, but the person saying the speech is ultimately going to get all the flowers. Because
exactly,
how do you deliver the speech?
Independence Day, you're not going to award Will Smith for listening to the president deliver the speech. You're going to give the dude doing the speech the thing because it was empowering and all that other stuff.
It makes you feel something.
Exactly.
And yeah, I mean, you can make somebody feel something by like, when they cry, there's some times where they kind of just put the camera at the person and they just slowly start crying and your heart hurts for them. Like,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
can make somebody feel something by emoting too, but I don't think Margot did what RDJ's saying when the camera panned her way. I mean, it looked like she was listening, but that was about it. Like, oh yeah, the cutaway to her listening.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
it's clearly...
She didn't like put her fist up and was like, "You go, girl," or nothing.
Yeah,
like that.
you don't want to be the one on the sidelines. You want to be the one, hitting or shooting, whatever, doing the scoring. Basically, you don't want to be the one that's celebrating someone else's score.
Basically.
So I understand what you're saying, but at the same time, it falls apart. So I don't think this works as a defense either.
Oh, okay. So he didn't help you.
Not really.
So she didn't do nothing in this movie.
I guess not.
There you go. It was the Barbie brand that made this money. Was it Margot Robbie? I win this time. Once again.
Okay.
Yeah. A little metaphorical, what's it called? Stick figure.
What?
Not a
Tally?
stick figure. Yeah, there you go. Tally.
Oh my god.
A tally.
Why was that so hard for you?
You know what? I'm putting another one on there just because you
No. We take it.
Oh, you can't just erase. Where'd you get the eraser from?
Don't worry about it.
Moving on, though, we got two trailers to react to. One of them, the first one, coming from Guy Ritchie. Now, the last movie we saw from Guy Ritchie, or at least I saw from Guy Ritchie, was The Covenant. I think you did the same thing.
Yeah, I watched it.
Yeah, we did a review on that. If you guys want to go check that out, it's out right now. Coming from Lionsgate, had to highlight that just because you think that Lionsgate hasn't been making anything. Well, there you are. We're getting Guy Ritchie's The Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare, starring Henry Cavill and Alan Rickson.
Superman
and Reacher in one movie. Bro,
they're just gonna be dropping bodies?
My wet dreams are coming to life.
The fuck?
Did I say that out loud? Anyways, Alan Rickman and Henry Cavill being in the same movie is everything that I want. I was like, this when I heard about this, I had to not watch the trailer because I was like, I can't wait. First of all, Guy Ritchie, great. All right, great director.
Yeah.
He does a solid job. I don't know if you've seen any more of his flicks besides
so.
The Covenant,
Mm-hmm.
but I think he's great. And hearing that Henry Cavill is starring in another movie, I can't wait to watch Argyle too. I hear that they're doing the old duping us, and we're not gonna see a lot of him. So I'm hoping we'll get our fix here. And then Alan Rickson, I don't know.
He's a good actor.
I think he's a joy to see on screen.
Exactly. Every time we see him, we're just like insane.
How'd
you get your big ass through the door? No.
Yeah. He ripped.
Yeah.
Who do you think is going to be more ripped, Henry Cavill or him?
I think Alan Rickson. Henry Cavill doesn't look like he's been in the same shape since Superman.
Damn. You think Zack Snyder's the only one that brings peak out of him?
I mean, to be fair, he was doing Superman, and then he got Mission Impossible, and he looked fucking swole there.
He did.
And I don't think he's looked the same size ever since.
Damn.
He looks big and strong still, but he doesn't look as he did when he was Superman.
Yeah, because in Sherlock Holmes, he wasn't big. He was more lean and stuff.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into this. Let's see what they bring to the table. I'm excited. Are you excited?
Yes.
All right, let's get it.
Gus March Phillips, I have a mission I want you to lead. Thank you, Sergeant.
What's the plan?
To neutralize the German U-boats in the North Atlantic.
We're losing the war. Hitler is not playing by the rules, so neither are we. We both know that I'm not very popular with the administration.
The reason they find you unattractive is the very reason I find you attractive.
Wow.
It's going to be good.
That looks good, yeah. Another war piece. I'll never get tired of that kind of
like wartime, all that stuff.
I think it's like the retelling of those kinds of things, or whether it's something new from like David Ayer did Fury,
and banding like misfits together is always
I think those to see how these people all come together. I know Wonder Woman also did it, so yeah, and I think I always kind of enjoy this kind of thing.
Yeah, first of all, Henry Cavill just looks like he's having fun and
without the stress from WB.
Oh. He's gonna fly like
you,
a bird.
Hamada.
He's gonna run away.
I think those are two different songs.
Oh,
but either way, he does look like he's having fun.
Yeah, it looks like he's enjoying life.
Finally doing real work since leaving WB. It looks like.
Yeah, because WB and the Witcher role, because when he was tied to the Witcher too, it kind of seemed like
he wasn't in anything. Well, Mission Impossible.
We still got Warhammer coming down the pipeline. This is coming out. I mean, I'm about it. Henry Cavill's supremacy. I'm for it. 100%.
Exactly. Need him to come back to the cinemas.
Alan Rickman was bigger
for sure.
Yeah, he was bigger.
That's what you see.
Yeah, that boy's humongous.
Like, I want to know how much he's paying his tailor to like put his clothes together. Because goddamn, he is too swole.
Is he bigger than The Rock? I think The Rock got him beat by a little bit.
I don't think so.
No.
Well, The Rock is like age on him.
Oh, that's true.
He's not as swole as he used to be because of age.
Oh, that's true. That's true. Well, no, I think he was like in the biggest he was when he got Black Adam, wasn't he?
No, I think the biggest he was when he was younger in Fast.
No, he wasn't.
Fast 5.
Oh yeah, you're right.
He was fucking huge there.
Yeah, he was kind of. Well, I think it was all the tight clothes too. Kind of made him look bigger. The military. I don't know. He was pretty big then. I don't know. That's interesting.
Can't wait to see him in Moana. See what he looks like in Moana.
I wonder if he's gonna get big for that one.
I don't think so.
You don't think he'll commit? Rock, you coward. Check out the Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare. The trailer's on YouTube right now. Let us know your guys' thoughts, what you guys think about the trailer. You guys excited for Henry Cavill, Alan Rickson? It's great, 100%. The trailer is amazing. You guys should totally check it out. Moving on, we got a horror movie coming from Sony Pictures. It's called Tenet. Yeah. Avantika. Yeah. Avantika is starring in this role, and Jacob Batalon is also going to be starting. Now, if you don't know who Jacob Batalon is, he's Ned from Spider-Man.
Oh.
He's starring in his first horror movie.
Oh, fuck.
And if you've never seen Avantika, she was in the movie with Rebel Wilson called Senior Year. Came out last year. It's a comedy. I thought it was funny. If you haven't seen it, check it out. Directed by Spencer Cohen and Anna Hallberg, so 2 directors on this one. It's supposed to be a horror movie about a group of friends who play with tarot cards. Seems pretty simple. I don't know. I know you're not into horror movies, but this kind of seemed like a lame concept for you.
I'm so worried.
Why? Because of Ned? You heard Ned and you were just like, fuck.
Yeah.
What if he's a leading man?
I don't know, man.
You don't think so? So you're kind of skeptical about this trailer?
He was in that Kevin Hart movie for a little bit.
Oh, was he?
Yeah, he was.
Was he good?
No.
Not at all?
I don't think so.
Well, what did he do? What was his role?
He was like, he gets kidnapped in the beginning. He was like he was like an artist, but a futuristic artist. He made, what do you call them? I can't remember what the name of those fake things are. The fake monkeys? The monkey art that was going around. What are they called? The monkey arts.
The Umbrella Academy?
No. Oh my god.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I can't remember what they were called. They were trading them as like cryptocurrency.
Dogecoin?
No.
Monkey Boo?
And I can't remember the fucking name. He made one, and then he gets kidnapped, and he's in there for like maybe the first 20 minutes or so, and then he's not in there anymore. But I mean, seeing him and seeing the way he acts, maybe it's just because it's Netflix and he's not a leading man.
Yeah,
I don't think he has.
I mean, did you like him as Ned at least in the Disney movie?
I thought he was mad annoying as Ned. You know this.
Oh, yeah. Okay. But at least did he make you feel like he was annoying in real life? Like, did he make? Did he believe?
I guess not. No.
He didn't make a believable annoying kid. He was just an annoying person to you.
Let's see how he does here. The premise could be fun, but you know how I feel about dumb premises. So.
Yeah. And when I was pulling up this trailer, I was like, yeah, this kind of seems like something that's not your cup of tea. But at the same time, I was like, Tenet means paranormal, so there might be something paranormal in here that might get you. So, we'll see. Let's jump right into it and see what Jacob got. Damn, got me ready.
Twelve cards in the circle. One more at the heart. With this final card, your reading will start.
That's terrifying.
Yeah, this old deck's kind of strange.
Where did you find them?
It's an unspoken rule not to use somebody else's cards.
Streaming movie.
Yeah.
Streaming
Unfortunate.
Unfortunate.
Because it gives me like mama vibes.
I think it would be scary, but I mean, we didn't really see much of their acting either. they just kind of
They
told us
banked on the scary stuff.
Yeah, they didn't really show us like them interacting or showing some of the chops. Kind of were just like, let's just jump into the jump scares.
Yeah, they
You know,
banked
blood.
heavy on that shit, which it could be also another red flag of just there's not a lot, so we gotta make it count.
Yeah.
I'm not banking on another failing scary movie.
Yeah, well, I would just wait for streaming on this one. I don't know. It's coming out in May. Not really much to this one. It just seemed like one of the. It reminded me of Ouija.
Yeah.
You remember that one when it came out?
Can Sony do horror movies? Like, what was the last horror movie Sony did?
I think they do. They're hit and miss. I want to. The Unholy. Didn't see that one. Don't Breathe.
What's a good one?
Yeah, Sony did that one. Slenderman. I never seen that
No.
one. Brightburn.
Brightburn was alright. Can't even knock that one.
Fantasy Island sucked. I didn't like that one.
Didn't
Don't
see
Be
it.
Afraid of the Dark is good.
So it is. He's a hit and miss.
Yeah, they made the new Grudge. That one fucking sucked.
Yeah, I don't know if Sony. To see if their scary movies can do better than their solo Spider-Verse shit. But
Yeah, man.
streaming movie.
Streaming movie. Yeah.
Unfortunate.
Yeah. Check out the trailer, guys. Tear it. It's on YouTube. Let us know what you guys think. It didn't really have much to offer. It didn't give you excitement. I would say that jump scare in the beginning did get me because I wasn't expecting them to just
Outright do it. And
Yeah.
then they use it in the trailer again.
Yeah. So it's like, why would you
Preview trailer for the trailer.
why was your preview a jump scare to all the jump scares that you were about to give to us? Yeah, that says a lot.
The premise itself doesn't sound too bad, but I thought tarot cards were more about like reading your future, not so much like I know that's what they're trying to do, but not murder thing. It's more like what's going on in your life. Like the King of Hearts is supposed to represent like pride or some bullshit like that. I don't really know how they work. I'm not.
Oh, because they're using somebody else's cards. I think that's the big thing.
The big
Because
codes.
that's what they're saying is like, oh, you can't just use somebody else's cards. And then she was like, fuck it. You don't read the warning labels. She's the one that's like, she reads the label, don't sniff the gasoline, and she's just like,
wow, that smells fucking. I don't know, man. I can't bank on another terrible scare.
yeah. Damn, we didn't even get to see his chops either. He kind of just stood there.
Makes you really think about what they're doing with this man.
I don't want to think about it.
It's a
I
shame.
don't want to think about it.
It's a fucking shame.
Either which way, let us know what you guys think about the trailer. Let us know your guys' thoughts on all the topics that we talk about. If there's any movie that you guys want us to review, if there's any topics that we should be talking about that we haven't spoken about on this podcast, if you guys want to support us in a big way or catch a live one of these days, Josh, let them know.
Twitter, TikTok, Instagram at FilmBros Podcast. We post new episodes or updates us there for any news or movies you want us to cover. You can support us in a big way. Buzzsprout links in the bottom of the socials I just gave you. It's like a Patreon. You subscribe. We give you special perks on the side. We shout you out in episodes. We'd appreciate it. You help the show grow. Listen to us anywhere you get your podcast at FilmBros Podcast, Spotify, YouTube Music, Apple Podcasts, things like that. We're on a bunch of sites. Check us out. You can be a part of the conversation Twitch when we go live again every Saturday and throughout the week. FilmBros Podcast. And then you can subscribe to our YouTube at FilmBros Podcast.
And with that being said, we'll talk to you guys on the next one.
Talk to you guys later.